pa ho ng karagdagang impormasyon, makakapanayam po natin ngayong hapon na ito sila Pilipinas Shell Vice President for Retail Randy Del Valle at 7-Eleven Philippines President and Chief Executive Officer Victor Paterno tungkol sa mga bagay na dapat asahan ng mga customers sa tuwing pupunta tayo sa kanilang mga stores at kung paano nila pinapangalagaan ang kanilang sarili, ang kanilang pamilya, mga empleyado at ang komunidad laban sa pagkalat ng COVID-19. Good afternoon po, Mr. Paterno and Mr. Del Valle. Magandang hapon po, Mr. Randy.
Magandang hapon, Yusek.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So narito ho tayo ngayon para ituloy ang mga kaunting mensahe po na manggagaling sa ating bisita ngayon from Pilipinas Shell Vice President Randy Del Valle and 7-Eleven Philippines Chief Executive Officer Victor Paterno. Unahin na po natin si Mr. Randy Del Valle from Pilipinas Shell. Mr. Randy?
Hello, good afternoon. Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, sir, loud and clear. We can hear you.
Yeah.
You can go on with your presentation now.
Okay, thank you. And thanks for the opportunity for Pilipinas Shell to share to our kababayan kung ano yung ginagawa natin for Shell to help the community, our customers, and our people overcome this pandemic. As you know, I'm the Vice President General Manager for Pilipinas Shell in retail. This practically covers yung mga stasyon natin, yung sa gasolinahan natin. This also includes our Shell Select operations wherein we are present to around almost 500 stores. And we also have our Shell Helix oil change facilities na almost 500 din around the Philippines. Safety is a very huge priority for Shell. For the past more than 105 years in the Philippines, ito talaga yung unang-una na very important aspect. And then as we had this pandemic of COVID-19 in March, we were able to really heighten yung mga processes natin ng HSSE in terms of caring for our people, our customers, and our community. So Carlos, if you can go to the next slide. Because it's very unique case dito sa Pilipinas and around the world. The first area that we really looked into is to care for our people, especially yung mga sa service champions natin na nagsiservisyo ng mga customers natin, whether in the forecourt, in our shop, or in our lupe. We continue to support the LGU to comply with the minimum health standards protocol set by the DOL DTI and then the DOE IATF guidelines. So as you can see, we give them some the right PPEs, whether it's a face mask or mga shield for all our service champions. We also do daily temperature check before they go in and serve the customers. And we've also appointed some COVID warriors out of our service champions to make sure that merong early sanitation na nangyayari at the high touch points and regular washing of the hands of them because they do a lot of transactions for our customers. If you go to the next slide, and part of the operations namin as we care for our service champion, we also want to make sure that we care for our customers as well. There are a lot of things that our retailers, our dealers around the country are implementing to make sure that maayos siya. So we have re-engineered our station to respond to the voice of customers and the new normal. Yung una nakikita nyo dyan is the parang additional na facility to wash your hands. Yes, we do have something in our toilets, but meron din tayo mga creative ways to wash your hands outside the store, implemented in some of our stations. We do regular sanitation in our pumps, in our shops. So meron kaming mga cleaning agents that are actually accredited by the legislation in terms of cleaning our facilities. Yung mga high touch points natin, yung mga doorknobs, those are very important elements that we really wanted to make sure that medyo malinis siya via our service champions. If you go to the next slide, we created this very welcoming opportunity because as you actually go to our stations, whether nakakotse kayo or naglalakad kayo diretso sa Shell Select namin, a convenience store, we try to really observe a new type of procedure on top of the safety procedures that we already incorporated. So if you go to the next slide, the commitment talaga is in everything we do is really about safety. So we have introduced yung 1 meter distance arrangement in our seating areas, in our Select. Yung sa may regular cleaning din natin sa mga lounge facilities, and if you can see, we have this acrylic shield that we have added in our stores. There are also some regular cleaning alcohol or hand sanitizer that are available for our customers. So this is really regularly cleansed all the time. If you go to the next slide, kasi these are our basic services. Caring for the health too is very important as we serve food for our customers. So ito yung mga pamamaraan yung mga process na ginagawa namin for our convenience store. If you go to the next slide, yung safety natin sa food services is very, very important. So yun nakikita mo na every time you go to our store in our Shell Select, meron talagang 1 meter distancing na nangyayari, merong mga shield, and we monitor. There are some markers that we put on the floors to make sure that na-implement yung 1 meter process. So meron din kaming mga additional physical barriers that we have added. In terms of the store operation, kasi may limit, medyo hindi naman gaano kalaki yung stores namin, meron kaming mga limited number of customers inside at a given time. So we do follow that process para hindi sobrang sikip, and kung there's an in and out process that we have implemented in our stores to ensure that we are actually very, very safe para sa staff at saka sa customers. If you go to the next slide, kasi because of the new normal, there are a lot of needs that our customers really want right now. I know that the grocery medyo punong-puno siya, so we have added new offers in our Shell Select stores, adding some fresh food, fresh vegetables, breads, and even some mga frozen goods that are available. So the customers can actually go there, but through innovation, we were also able to do some initiatives or pilot in selected number of sites wherein we deliver to them. So these are ready-to-cook favorites that we can actually go around Metro Manila or some other cities to help deliver it for the customers para hindi na lalabas yung customers sa bahay nila. And if you go to the next slide, and this is something that we have really done since in March, we have introduced a lot of delivery services for our Shell Select, but also the ability to deliver lubricants. So we are now in more than 100 stations around the Philippines, whether it's in Davao, in Cagayan de Oro, in Cebu, in Bulacan, or Pampanga, or in Metro Manila. We have partnered with Angkas, GrabMart, and StreetBuy to make sure that pwede na kayong mag-deliver. Because if hindi naman essential yung pagpunta nyo, we can actually go to you. And this is something that we wanted to really continue to innovate and to really give that offer towards our customers. And this probably includes a lot of the payment options. Kasi yung payment options natin, we do have some contactless. We are partnering with GCash and eventually with PayMaya. And we will have that opportunity to make sure that the transactions are okay. Pero kung nagka-cash ka naman, meron din kami mga baskets that are available para walang contact sa hands with the customer and our service champion. So I've shared with you some efforts in terms of caring for our staff and caring for the customers. But I think in partnership with the government, the Department of Health, we need to ensure that every one of us will actually do our part. So if you go to the next slide, this effort is very much, it's a very difficult time. And I think at the end of the day, we need to really help each other para ma-overcome natin yung mga transmission of the disease. And to keep everyone safe, we need to make sure that everybody will actually do our own part. And in Shell, we do, as we interact with the customers, we would require them to wear the face mask, especially if they go to the stores. Kasi yan yung mga mandate na natin to have a face mask. We also would like to request the customers to follow the safety reminders. So what we are doing in our stores is to put a lot of signages to remind people, whether you're in the toilet, whether you're in the stores, whether you're in the forecourt, on some quick reminders to be safe. Meron din kami mga facilities to really sanitize the hands. So marami yan. Meron sa toilet, meron kami sa labas, or sometimes when you go to the stores, there are some touchless hand sanitizers that are available. And eventually, to avoid physical contacts, there's our cashless payment, but we're also doing, as I mentioned, some of these baskets as well. And as you have that experience on the site, we're also doing that offer of delivery to make sure that you are also served even though you're not going to the station. And we continue to innovate on all of these things. So as we do a lot of efforts from our staff, it has been it's a difficult time, but if we do do this collaboratively, then we can overcome this crisis and then really achieve our ambitions as one country. So if you go to the next slide, and before I stop, and this is what we have been working. I know that we just celebrated our Independence Day last 12th of June. There's a lot of lifting of the ECQ already and people are going out. But I think together, kung magtutulungan tayo to follow the rules that are set by the government in terms of really helping each other, then I think kayang-kaya natin to really overcome this pandemic. So that's it, Yusek. So that's our sharing from Filipina Shell.
Thank you very much, Mr. Del Valle. Dun po sa inyong naibigay na mensahe, no, at saka information para po sa ating mga kababayan. Now we will hear from Chief Executive Officer of 7-Eleven, Mr. Victor Paterno. Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon po, Yusek. Carlos, if you could cue my presentation, please. So, just to introduce 7-Eleven, we're a convenience store with 3,000 locations from Pagudpud to General Santos, it's been a complex, I must say. We have very long, complex supply chains, so this has been a challenge. And at the same time, putting in health and safety, which is, of course, the most important thing. So let me talk about those efforts first. So next slide, please. Yeah, so of course, we remind our customers again, that they should be safe so that other customers and our store personnel can also be safe. We limit customers to 10 at a time according to social distancing rules. We update regularly on Facebook. We do the scanning. No face mask, no entry, of course. Next, please. Yeah. So it's just some pictures, the foot bath, and so on and so forth. Again, these are fairly standard in other retailers. Next, please. Next slide, please. Yeah, so we wipe down surfaces every hour, especially the common handles, and we increase the number of people on the shift kasi hindi na kami 24 hours, so may extra kaming tao. So, pinapalinis namin. Next, please. And of course, like everybody else, there's social distancing, decals, seating. I'll tell you about that later. Dati itong seat na to could fit 2 or 3 people. Ngayon isa na lang. Next, please. Yeah, so we have the click machine. Click machine is where essentially 70% of e-wallets are tapped up in the Philippines. So we're by and large the leader in this space. We also have our own wallet, the Click wallet, which is it's a store gift card, so it's very easy to sign up. Pero magamit mo lang sa 7-Eleven. But it's easy to send money to somebody else, you can download the wallet in 2 minutes and spend the money in 7-Eleven. So we saw a bit of that usage sa unang weeks ng pandemic. So what you see there is an improvised counter shield, but we're rolling out plexiglass, which is better looking. Next, please. Yeah, and of course, stores are required. Store clerks are required to wear, PPEs and gloves. And there's of course alcohol on the counter. Next, please. Yeah, I think that's it. So if I may just add to that. So if you think about it, convenience stores are well positioned to reduce infection because number one, hindi malayo yung biyahe. So you don't have to take a bus or a jeep. Unlike a supermarket, medyo on average mas malayo. Hindi mahaba yung pila. I think most transactions are 30 seconds, matagal na yan. And hindi masyadong masikip inside the store. Unfortunately, the food, the assortment that we carry, hindi pang grocery. Kasi, it was really on the go for office workers, etc. So, nag-iba yung needs ng customer, nag-iiba rin kami. So, one of the first things we did was delivery. So, we're partnered with Food Panda. We added frozen food. Yung ice chest namin, ginawang freezer for frozen food dahil yung mga tao gusto na magluto sa bahay. And yung seating, tinatanggal na namin. Nag-order na kami ng shelving because with social distancing, konti lang kakasya dyan. So we wanted more merchandise para fulfill more of the customers' needs, mga essentials. And finally, we're rolling out online grocery in August. We plan to have the biggest assortment of any online grocery, lowest prices, so that you can just pick up in store, or you can have it delivered to your house next day delivery. So hopefully then that will really reduce contact from traveling to a supermarket or lining up. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Paterno, for that information and a short presentation. So makikita po natin, so for both businesses, nakikita po natin yung kanilang alignment with our minimum public health standards. These businesses trying their best para po maka-reduce din ng transmission sa pamamagitan po na pakikipagtulungan nila sa atin. So they like to ensure na ang kanilang kliyente, pati ang kanilang mga empleyado are safe and the transmission will be reduced when we go to these establishments. So ituloy lang ho natin sa ating question and answer. Maybe I can start with Mr. Paterno of 7-Eleven. Sir, nakakatulong po ba daw ang cashless payment upang bawasan ang contact time sa pagitan ng staff at mga customers? So I saw in your presentation that you have this wallet, e-wallet. So ngunit paano po kung hindi naman gumagamit ng ganito ang ating mga customers? Meron po bang ibang alternatives? And ano po ang mga hakbang para gawin natin upang manatiling ligtas pa rin kahit na wala po tayong mga cashless transactions? Mr. Paterno?
Yes, well, unfortunately right now, yung wallet lang po. No? So we have our own wallet. We also accept GCash. And well, the only other alternative is cash. We can look at adding credit cards in the future if that proves. Pero I think papunta sa wallet yung cashless transactions. So I think we encourage may discounts sa cashless both with Click and with GCash. Actually, mas malaki pa yung discount kay GCash kasi mas marami silang pera. But if it's cash that's used, of course, nag-sanitize yung clerk and there's alcohol para mag-sanitize yung customer kasi alam natin yung cash, you don't know where it came from. So it's best to sanitize. Thank you.
So, tama yun, no? Tama yung sinasabi ni Mr. Paterno na yes, our direction really is for cashless transaction in the future at nagbibigay na nga po sila ngayon ng mga incentives para gumamit ng mga e-wallets ang ating mga kababayan. Ngunit kung wala naman talagang mga ganito pang mga pamamaraan ng ating mga kababayang pupunta sa kanilang mga stores, he is advising, no, na nandyan pa rin talaga dapat yung palagi ang paglilinis ng kamay. So when you touch the money, kailangan mag-sanitize and they have available alcohols or sanitizers in their counters. So we go now to Mr. Del Valle. Sir, paano naapektuhan ng ating minimum public health standards ang pamamalakad ng inyong mga businesses? Ano po ang maipapayo nyo sa ibang business owners upang mapatupad ang minimum health standards at sa gayon ay makatulong sa kabuuang pambansang tugon sa epidemya? So, Mr. Del Valle?
Thanks, Yusek. Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah. Yung sa minimum health standards, because this is really mandated naman sa government, is something that should be there as a minimum standard. So all the business owners, and this is something if I speak on behalf of Shell across our more than 1,000 operators and Shell stations nationwide, we do really comply on this because that's something that's very important para it's not just about the safety of the customers but for the people. And that's also our responsibility as citizens. So kailangan talaga siyang susundin. And I think regular communication to all your peers, kung nasa kung nasa kumpanya ka, the way you engage all your retailers, dealers are very, very important. And in Shell, we do have a lot of conversation with our retailers and operators to just really talk about it because there's a lot of best practices naman na nangyayari sa ibang, like say for example, best practice in Pampanga that can be replicated in Bohol. So we can do a lot of this sharing and we can really promote and really improve on and work with the government to comply on this. But if I may just add lang, Yusek, kasi I know that this is a very difficult time and this is something that's very unique for us since last March. I wanted to just really reiterate that as business owners, the care for people and the care for people, the customers and community are very, very important. Kasi I think this is now that we really need to act as one country. Kasi if you care for your staff, that's a very minimum basic standards because these are the people who are really helping. And these are what I call yung service champion namin, heroes yan eh. Yes, they're not the doctors right now, but they go in and out serving our customers day in and day out. So may mga risk. So making sure that they have the proper PPE and taken care of. And in terms of the customers, yes, that's a very basic customer service. But I wanted to add one thing about the community because this is something that I'm personally being very, very proud of what I've seen sa Pilipinas and what we do for Shell in helping the community. Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of business owners na medyo naapektuhan. So I think in like the farmers that we actually have. So in Shell, in our Shell Select, when we try to add more offers, whether it's frozen good or fresh products, we actually partnered with some of the local farmers. So through our PSFI, yung foundation namin, yung Pilipinas Shell Foundation Incorporated, we actually partnered with Mayani because at the end of the day, these local farmers, medyo naapektuhan din sila. So how can we in the supply chain help them and help them sell to our stores? So we're trying to do some pilots and then I think we have expanded this in more cities because we do have a role to help the community. In terms of the mask as well, we can actually, yes, we can typically order some masks coming outside from the Philippines or within the Philippines. But we can. There are also a lot of businessmen and communities who actually makes masks. So through our PSFI, we also sell masks in our sites, and we're trying to really expand this based on masks that are created by fellow Filipinos who need work. So I wanted to just do this one because as businessmen and being operators, yes, safety is very important. But our role in helping the community, helping our staff, our customers are very, very important these days, Yusef.
Thank you, Mr. Del Valle, para po dun sa kasagutan na yon. Maybe po, para sa last message po, pareho kay Mr. Paterno at saka kay Mr. Del Valle, gusto ho naming itanong sa inyo, ano po ba ang dapat isaisip ng publiko tuwing bumubisita sila sa inyong mga store locations, and of course, additional message po para po sa panghuling mensahe galing po sa inyong dalawa. Maybe I'll start with Mr. Paterno. Mr. Paterno.
Yes, yes, Yusek. I think you can be assured, of course, this is a very uncertain disease, so you're never sure of anything. But you can be assured that 7-Eleven has taken every precaution possible to protect your safety and the safety of our personnel. You know, we are an international chain. Maybe more importantly, the picture you see behind me of a 7-Eleven, that's from 7-Eleven Taiwan. They're our majority shareholders. We're a public company, but they own 51%. They are fanatical about COVID. I have to report every, not that we've had many, but yeah, report everything to the board in Taiwan. As you know, the Taiwanese are the best in the world at managing the disease. So they take this very seriously. And I guess I'd just like to close by saying, you know, think about, you know, in the spirit of like convenience or small stores, small formats in general. The key to this disease, to staying safe, I mean, of course, the most safe is you never go out of the house, but it's probably not a good thing. It's managing your viral load. So managing your exposure. The longer you're on public transport, the longer you're in line, the longer you're 1 meter from somebody, the higher the probability. Nothing's ever sure. So I think that's the way I think about it myself. It's you know, going out of the house but managing the viral load, making sure na hindi masyadong risky. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Paterno. Can we have the last message of Mr. Del Valle? Mr. Del Valle.
Thanks, Yusek. So I think in terms of, I wanted to just answer your first question then about yung customers, ano yung expectation nila. So one thing I wanted to just share is that I wanted to give the assurance of our fellow Filipinos, yung customers natin, that every time they visit our Shell station, kung magpapagas or pupunta sa Select or magpapaservice, there's a lot of proper practices that are in place already. So there's that assurance of care for our customers. So marami talaga tayong mga ginagawa. And I do hope that we can also work kasi may mga signages din tayo. So the only request is for the customers as well to also do our own part. So tulong-tulungan talaga siya, tulong-tulungan to alleviate on this pandemic. In terms of the last messages as well, so because I'm here to represent Pilipinas Shell, we talked about a lot of care for our people, which is the #1 priority. But being in this country for more than 105 years, and amidst of all the logistical challenges that we actually have, we are really tapping on our strength of our network, because we do have a network of sites, not just in the Philippines, but around the world. We are 44,000 petrol stations around the world. We have 1,100 here in the Philippines. And with our partners, our resources, and as an integrated energy company, we can actually continue to safely deliver and be reliable to deliver the energy products and services that's really needed for our customers, to make sure that the economy is running and making sure that the essential services are coming. So you can really count on Shell on this bit. And I wanted to also, because it's a good opportunity to be here, we are really hopeful. We're hopeful, we're giving assurance, but we're hopeful, but I am quite positive that we can actually work on this together. Lahat ng mga kababayan natin, all the businessmen, the government, if we really do this together, and I'll say it again, I said it a while ago, that as one country, as one Pilipinas, kaya natin to.
Thank you very much, Pilipinas Shell Vice President for Retail, Randy Del Valle, and 7-Eleven Philippines Chief Executive Officer Victor Paterno. Maraming salamat po at nakapanayam namin kayo ngayong hapon na ito. Para naman po sa ating case bulletin, narito ang latest para sa araw na ito. Makikita po sa inyong mga screen na mula sa laboratory submissions kahapon na na-validate as of 4 p.m. today, meron po tayong 789 fresh cases na nadagdag sa ating talaan, kung saan 288 ay galing sa Region 7, 207 ay galing naman sa National Capital Region, at 294 ay mula sa iba't ibang rehiyon ng ating bansa. Para naman po sa late cases, nakapagtala tayo ng 361 cases na ang mga resulta ay lumabas mahigit 3 araw na ang nakalipas, ngunit ngayon lamang na-validate dahil ngayon lang din na ibigay ng mga laboratorio sa Epidemiology Bureau. Sa 361 late cases na ito, 110 ay galing sa National Capital Region, 32 ay galing sa Region 7 at 219 ay galing sa iba't ibang rehiyon ng ating bansa. Kaya po ang total confirmed cases po natin as of 4 p.m. today, June 23, ay 31,825 kung saan ang nadagdag sa araw na ito ay 1,150 cases. Sa total confirmed cases po natin, meron pong 299 na nakarecover, kaya ang total recoveries natin ay 8,442. Sa deaths naman, meron pong nadagdag na siyam, kaya sa kasalukuyan po ay nasa 1,186 ang total deaths na ating naitatala. Ang iba pang mga updates ay nasa Beat COVID-19 Situation Report or CITREP. Ito ay pinopost araw-araw sa ating official DOH Facebook page and Viber community. Maaari din niyo pong puntahan ang ating COVID tracker sa doh.gov.ph. Ito ay ina-update pagkatapos ng ating presser. Para naman po sa ating laboratory updates, makikita natin ang bilang ng mga licensed laboratories as of June 22. 65 na ang bilang ng lahat ng licensed laboratories para sa COVID-19 testing. Mula dito, 48 ay gumagamit ng real-time RT-PCR, habang 17 naman po ang gumagamit ng Gene Expert. Ang Qualimed Hospital Santa Rosa ang pinakabagong licensed laboratory, isang laboratorio na gumagamit ng RT-PCR at matatagpuan sa Region 4A. The new normal needs new heroes. Patuloy po kaming nananawagan sa ating mga kababayan to be a bayani and put the bayan before the eye. Our hospital still needs nurses, medical technologists, contact tracers, and other frontline heroes in this World War C. Applicants can visit bit.ly/HCW hiring or the DOH FB page for more information. Nakarating po sa amin ang balita na may mga email na galing di umano sa Department of Health na nagsasabing nagpapamigay ang DOH ng libreng testing machines, face mask, ventilators sa lahat ng businesses na registered sa Pilipinas. Wala po itong katotohanan. Kami po ngayon ay nakikipag-ugnayan sa mga otoridad, sa Philippine National Police at sa NBI upang matukoy at mahuli ang mga nasa likod ng insidenteng ito. Amin pong kinukondena ang ganitong panloloko at pananamantala sa panahon ng pandemya. Sisiguraduhin po natin na mananagot ang mga responsable dito. The public is advised to be vigilant in entertaining these emails originating from addresses such as the following: covid19@doh.gov.ph, coronavirusfilipinas@gmail.com, Office of SOH@doh.gov.ph, Office of SOH@gmail.com. Hindi po konektado ang mga email addresses na ito sa kagawaran ng kalusugan at sa kahit na nung attached agencies ng DOH. Kung makakatanggap po kayo ng email mula sa mga ito, sundin po ang mga sumusunod na email safety protocols. Huwag niyo pong i-click or bubuksan ang kahit na anong attached na file, kagaya ng free distribution form or COVID-19 preventive measures at iba pa. Pangalawa, i-mark o tukuyin ang email bilang spam. Pangatlo, ipagbigay alam agad ito sa DOH call center hotline sa telephone numbers 8651-7800, local 5003 to 5004, or email at callcenter@doh.gov.ph na makikita po sa inyong mga screens. Ang mga email galing sa addresses na ito ay maaring fraudulent attack o mapanlinlang na paraan upang nakawin ang inyong personal information and data at maaring ilagay sa peligro ang integridad ng inyong network. Manatiling mapagmatsyag at huwag po tayo magpapadala sa mga masasamang loob na nais pagsamantalahan ang ating pagkabahala sa panahong ito. Para naman po sa question and answer for today, galing po kay Van Villegas ng Business World, Iloilo Representative Congresswoman Janet Garin is pushing for pooled testing for COVID-19, saying this would also cut testing fees. Project ARC, which is led by the private sector, also partnered with medical organizations to study pooled testing of samples for COVID-19 testing. Has the DOH studied pooled testing for COVID-19, and would the department recommend this? Pinag-aaralan na po ng ating COVID-19 Laboratory Expert Panel or CLEP ang pooled testing upang higit pong ma-maximize ang kapasidad ng ating mga laboratorio. Ang pooled testing po ay isang pamamaraan na gumagamit ng algorithm para mas kakaunti lang ang kailangan na maitest na specimens. Ipagsasama-sama po ang iba't ibang specimens at kung negative ang pooled sample, ibig sabihin negative ang lahat ng specimens na bumubuo ng sample na yon. Kasalukuyan pong sumasailalim sa ethics review ng SJREB bago magsimula ang pilot study ng pooled testing sa RITM upang matukoy natin ang appropriate na bilang ng mga specimens na gagamitin para sa pooled testing. Inaalam din po natin kung alin sa mga laboratories natin ang feasible gumawa nito ayon sa kanilang kapasidad, ayon din sa kanilang health human resources at ayon sa bilang ng mga specimens na itetest kada araw. Sa pamamagitan ng pooled testing, higit pang tataas ang ating testing capacity. Galing po kay Rafi Bosano ng ABS-CBN News, an Italian infectious disease doctor says the coronavirus has become less dangerous and could disappear on its own without a vaccine. He cites that the virus could have mutated in response to social distancing measures. Is this possible? Have there been incidents in the past when a disease, bacteria, or virus just disappear? Karaniwan pong nawawala ang isang disease or ang isang sakit gamit ng active public health interventions, kagaya po ng paggamit ng bakuna para sa smallpox at polio. Meron naman pong ilang sakit na may seasonal variation o tumataas at bumababa ang bilang nila ayon sa panahon, kagaya po ng dengue, ng trangkaso at ng leptospirosis. Meron naman ilan na nagkakaroon ng outbreak kagaya ng Ebola, hanggang yung iba nagiging endemic kagaya ng tuberculosis. Ibig sabihin lang, bagamat posibleng mawala lang ang isang sakit, maraming ibang pwedeng maging outcome. Kaya't umaasa po tayo na sa isang bakuna para sa COVID-19 kasi ito po ang pinakatiyak na paraan upang matapos ang pandemya. Habang po tayo ay nag-a-adjust sa ating bagong paraan ng pamumuhay, lagi po sana nating isaisip ang ating kaligtasan, lalo na sa tuwing tayo ay lumalabas. Isaisip at isapuso ang minimum risk-based public health standards and safety protocols para po sa kapakanan natin at ng ating mga mahal sa buhay. Hanggat wala pa po tayong bakuna laban sa COVID-19, huwag po tayong magiging kampante. Paulit-ulit po naming ipinapaalala ang patuloy na pagsunod sa ating health protocols. Katulad po ng pagsusuot ng mask tuwing lalabas ng bahay. Kapag sinuot po ang mask, tatakpan dapat ang ilong at bibig at hindi lamang po dapat na nasa baba. Madalas dapat na nag-uugas ng kamay, magpanatili po tayo ng 1 metrong layo o distansya buhat dun sa ating mga katabi. Dapat may proper hygiene din at dapat malinis ang kapaligiran. Malaki po ang maitutulong ng ating pagsunod sa mga simpleng protocols na ito. Kung lahat po tayo ay magko-cooperate, mas malaki po ang tsansa na mapipigilan natin ang pagkalat ng sakit na ito. bahagi po tayo ng solusyon at ang inyong kooperasyon ang susi para mapagtagumpayan natin ang laban na ito. Mariin din po naming ipinapaalala na maging mapagmatyag at maging alerto. Ang ating kaligtasan at ang kaligtasan ng ating mga mahal sa buhay ay nakasalalay sa kalusugan ng mga taong nakakatabi natin at nakakasalamuha. Aalalahanin din po natin sa bawat bagay na ating gagawin, hindi lamang po sarili natin ang naaapektuhan. Apektado din po ang ating mga pamilya at ang buong pamayanan. Let's be responsible for ourselves, for our loved ones, and for all the members of the community. Yan po ang true essence of being a bayani at tunay na bayanihan laban sa COVID-19. Bago po tayo magwakas ngayong hapon, nais po naming ipaalala na ugaliing mag-fact check. Samot-sari pong articles at social media post ang kumakalat online. Kaya bago po natin ito i-share, tumingin muna tayo sa verified at legitimate sources lamang upang masigurong tama po ang impormasyon bago nyo po i-share. Tandaan po natin, buhay at kaligtasan ang nakasalalay sa bawat click at share natin sa social media. Maging mas maingat sa pagpapakalat ng impormasyon, lalong-lalo na sa ganitong panahon ng pandemya. Para po sa karagdagang mga health tips, puntahan po lamang ang Healthy Pilipinas website at ang Healthy Pilipinas Facebook page. Makakatiyak po kayo na ang ating mga tips at advisory sa website at Facebook page ay tama at kapaki-pakinabang. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Mabuhay po ang mga Pilipino na patuloy na lumalaban sa COVID-19. Tandaan, together we can beat COVID-19.
Nasistress ka na ba? Nagpapanik o natatakot dahil sa COVID-19? Normal lang ang ganitong mga reaksyon sa ngayon. Pero may magagawa ka para mapagtagumpayan ang sitwasyon na ito. Ituloy lang ang pangangamusta sa mga kamag-anak at kaibigan gamit ang text, tawag, o video. Tiyakin na ang mga bata ay ligtas at nasa maayos na kalagayan. Kung ikaw ay nasa stress na, huwag itong ibaling sa kanila. Tandaan, anuman ang iyong reaksyon ay maaaring makaapekto sa kanilang emosyon. Gawin sa bahay ang mga nakasanayan upang hindi